Hey, that's pretty good, actually. Alright, gamers, what's up, everybody? My name is Sen. Welcome back to the second upload of the Dragon Ball FighterZ tutorial that I'm making for you guys. Y'all are gonna have to forgive me if my energy isn't all the way here right now. It's about 8 p.m. Actually, it's exactly 8 p.m. This is usually about the time I start decompressing because I'm up so early usually. But yes, like I said, everybody, welcome back to the second upload of the Dragon Ball FighterZ tutorial. Today we're going to be going over normals, special moves, and super moves. Let me just say that in this recording session, it's very possible that if you're a more advanced player, you already know maybe even all of this stuff, but I have to cover my bases for the people that are kind of catching up here. Alright, so before we actually get any further, I feel this is probably as good a place as any to mention anime notation. Anime notation is extremely important. Chances are a lot of people that are watching already know this, but for those of you that don't, it's really simple. If you just look at your number pad or like a calculator or something, you'll see the numbers 1 through 9. Each one of those numbers relates to one of the directions on a controller, assuming that you're on the left side. So 1 being down back, 2 being down, 3 is down forward, 4 is back, 5 is neutral, 6 is forward, 7 is up back, 8 is up, and up forward is 9.
Pretty obvious.
This isn't only just used in writing and reading combos, but it's also actually used in commentary. Sometimes you'll hear numbers in sequence like 2, 3, 6. And that just refers to quarter circle 4. The same thing applies for 2 and 4. That applies to quarter circle back. So actually in certain circumstances for notation, you'll cut out just a little bit of the fat. Perfect example of this is the half circle forward or half circle back. For half circle forward, you won't say 4, 1, 2, 3, 6. You'll say 4, 2, 6. Luckily enough for us, Dragon Ball FighterZ doesn't do any of the complex motions. The only motions in Dragon Ball FighterZ are quarter circles, half circles, and down inputs. I will be sprinkling some of the notation in here just so you guys can get used to it. This notation actually takes place primarily in the anime games, hence anime notation. You won't really say things like this in a game like Street Fighter or Tekken or Mortal Kombat or things like that. Okay, so we very quickly got notation out of the way. Let's talk very slightly about team composition. Chances are you're going to run into teams that look like this. So a team that looks like this is pretty degenerate. It's very strong and very good for people that are just getting started, and great for people that are more advanced and kind of just want to hit some buttons. The cool thing about FighterZ, especially these days, is that you can throw just about every character on the cast in a team together and it can at least be somewhat cohesive. Here are some decent characters for getting started if you just want to hit some buttons and have a good time. Now, most of the time when it comes to selecting characters, the goal here is to go in and hit your opponent. Well, on the opposite side of the spectrum, there are a couple of options if you want to attempt to zone your opponent. If you're unfamiliar, zoning just means keeping your opponent out, and if you're pretty good at this, a lot of people aren't going to know how to handle this playstyle. When it comes down to selecting assists, you can go a couple of different ways. If you're struggling in neutral, you could pick a beam or beam-like assist to help you go in and occupy space. But this also has the potential to be a crutch as well. It's important to learn how to play the neutral without an assist doing all the work as well. You can also go the route of a high block stun assist for helping you open up your opponent. For something like this, I recommend Kid Buu A assist or Bardock B. Goji to B works as well. Neutral assists can also help you zone as well. It just depends on how you use them. Alright, we finally made it to training mode, and the first place I want to start off with is your normal attacks. You have 3 different strengths of normal attacks. You have your light attack, medium, and heavy attack. These offer different things, obviously enough, and let's start with the light attack. If you mash light attack repeatedly, it offers you an auto combo. It's not bad damage, but that's not all there is to it. If you proceed to mash auto combo over and over again, you can see right now it'll give you Dragon Balls. If you collect all 7 and you have 7 bars, you can summon Shenron. That gives you access to a couple different things. You have Restore Health, Ultimate Power, Make Me Immortal, and Bring Back an Ally. Ultimate Power is another Sparking Blast. Make Me Immortal gives you invincibility? More health fills out your health bar, and Bringing Back an Ally obviously recovers an assist that has fallen previously. Okay, let's actually move on back to the auto combos themselves here. Auto combos are strong for very different reasons depending on whichever character you're using. Goku Blue is a mix-up based auto combo. You'll see that the second hit of Goku Blue's auto combo is actually a low. If I followed up with a third hit, it makes Gogeta stand block because it's an overhead attack or a high attack. I guess I should say it is specifically a high attack. If it was an overhead attack, it would be able to be anti-aired. Now, looking at a character like Trunks, Trunks is also a mix-up based auto combo character, but instead of being a high to low, he actually switches sides with the opponent. He'll actually switch sides with the opponent even if he's in the corner. But if you're actually mashing a character like Cell or Goku Black's auto combo, they're known as anti-reflect auto combos, which means if you try to reflect them, you'll have to reflect multiple times because of the distance that they travel. So you'll notice if I stand right next to Cell and have him mash his auto combo, I have to reflect multiple times in order to not get hit. Because his second hit of his auto combo is so forward advancing, just one reflect won't do it. I'll get punished. So looking at a character like Goku Black, not only is his auto combo anti-reflect, you'll see the third hit of his auto combo kind of like has a rising strike. This property right there actually has kind of an anti-air upper body invincibility property, which means moves that take place in the air that are trying to challenge that will lose out because of the anti-air properties. I don't even know if I can make this lose. Yeah, I don't think that's losing. Bardock and Gogeta have something similar as well. They also have anti-air properties for the third hit of their auto combo as well. Oh, a little closer. Oh, a little closer. Each character has positives to their auto combos, some not as severe or not as noticeable as others, but positives nonetheless. Okay, I think we talked enough about light auto combo for now. Let's actually talk about the light buttons themselves. Light buttons are going to give you access to your fastest attacks. You'll see that both standing jab or standing light and crouching jab are 6 frames. These are obviously going to be faster than your medium buttons. Alright, let's move on to mediums now. Medium buttons are going to be some of your best scaled buttons. They're going to do the most damage in a combo. I actually don't remember if heavy does more. Heavy might do more. So since we're talking about medium buttons, I figured we'd get some crazy ones in here, aka Vegito 5M and also Frieza 5M as well. A lot of times, medium buttons will be your most forward advancing normals that you'll have in the kit. Vegito has access to a pretty decently far advancing crouching medium as well. It has him travel a decent amount of distance, not as far as his standing M or 5M though. Now, instead of looking at Vegito and Frieza, let's look at a character like Yamcha. Yamcha doesn't have as crazy normals as these other two. It's more about playing the neutral, making good neutral decisions to actually get your hits and take advantage of your character's attacks. Yamcha's 5M isn't bad, but it's nothing crazy. It's not this button. Crouching mediums will always be low. In most cases, crouching medium is going to be your good poking far normal that you're going to use. Alright, the last universal normal you have access to with the medium button is 6M. 6M is good for mixing up your opponent because it is an overhead attack. Its best use is paired with an assist, because if 6M or the assist hits, you get a combo off it. If 6M or the assist doesn't hit, it's still your turn. You can continue pressuring. Now, if you'll notice the frame advantage section, if 6M hits, it's +3, which means you cannot backdash this move if you actually hit. But if it is blocked, it is actually neutral on block, which means both players are just as quick to the draw as the other, essentially. This means whoever has the fastest light attack will win if they both choose a challenge, or both players can backdash this as well. Just note, once again, if they block it, just call an assist. It's still your turn. The last thing in that medium buttons actually give you is if you mash the medium attack, it actually gives you access to your character's level 1 super. Obviously enough, you're using a super, it's going to cost a bar. It's not for free. Alrighty there, gamers, we've made it on over to the heavy attack or heavy buttons. The cool thing about the heavy button is it actually gives you access to something called a smash property. You'll see that when I have access to a smash property, it allows me to follow that smash property up with a super dash to continue comboing. You do get this very same smash property in auto combos as well, This is why you can follow those combos up with super dash. But the heavy button is actually where this comes from. While 5H is good, and Yamcha 5H is definitely a bit different than the usual 5H or neutral heavy, the important thing to note is actually 2H or down and heavy. This move actually has a property called upper body invincibility. That means moves that combat it that take place in the air will actually lose out to it. Even special moves. And yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. It doesn't just beat out special moves or jumping at people. It beats out super dash, and not just super dash, but it beats out vanish too. So just watch out if anyone's being predictable with super dashes or vanishes, and get ready to punish with 2H. This also goes the other way around too. Don't be predictable with your super dash, don't panic with your vanishes, you're gonna get punished. Lastly, for your basic attacks, you have the S or special button. This gives you access to key-based attacks. Now, it's going to vary for different characters, but primarily you'll see characters throw a key projectile of some sort. And then you have characters like Piccolo, whose special attack is a grab. Yeah. For certain characters, key blasts are an integral piece of playing the lane game and keeping your opponent out. And in that same breath, they're going to be just as important for other characters to perform something closer to their more optimal combos. I think we can move on to special moves. Whoa, slow down. There's one thing I happen to forget when talking about normals, and that is air-based normals. Now, I'm actually going to go with the typical air-based normals. Jumping light or jumping L is good for air-to-air based moves, and so is jumping medium. But jumping medium and jumping heavy are also good for jumping in on your opponent a lot of the time. Air 2H will typically be your combo extender in the air, and yeah. Inputting quarter circle, forward, or back in any of those four moves that we just talked about is going to give you access to a special move. There are characters that have the alternative down input like Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 or Goku UI, but every character has access to quarter circle forward in attack or quarter circle back in attack. So proceeding with Blue Goku, if I use quarter circle forward in special attack or quarter circle back in special attack, it will change the side in which I appear on for his instant transmission attack. This is going to be different completely than the other moves that he has access to. It is only bound to the special attack. The rest of his attacks take place with light, medium, and heavy. So let's start with quarter circle forward and light. This is Goku Blue's shoulder tackle. It's actually a very good move. It's in one of his more optimal combos, which is his loops. I can't do his more advanced loops, but I have the basic loops down. You get the idea. So the medium version of this move doesn't give me anything special mid-screen. It activates the smash property, but it doesn't do anything special till we actually reach the corner, which it lets me essentially combo off it. This only happens in the corner, it doesn't happen anywhere else. So lastly, let's take a look at the heavy version of Goku Blue shoulder tackle. Every heavy version of a move costs half a bar. It used to cost a full bar back in the day. They did change it to half a bar. But because you're spending a little bit of cash, it's going to give you a bit more bang for your buck, essentially. So instead of only being able to be comboed in the corner, Goku Blue will get a wall bounce anywhere on the screen. He can also do this move in the air. It kind of tracks a little bit. And yeah, it gives a wall bounce. It allows you to combo off it. The scaling isn't bad. It does decent damage. Okay, let's use Trunks as our example here. If I do quarter circle forward light attack or 236L, also known as Trunks' shining slash attack, it is -5 on block. That means if I stop at this move here, it is not my turn. It is my opponent's turn to pressure. Unless I cover this up with an assist, it is no longer my turn. So let's take a look at Trunks' heavy version. Also -5. Once again, same thing applies here. It's half a bar, but I don't get any extra frame advantage. Looking at Trunks' medium shining slash, you'll see that it's +2. That means it's my turn. If me and my opponent attack at the same time, it means my attack is going to land, my opponent's going to get punished. Now, in the last episode, we went over what being -2 means. If I do shining slash, and choose the pressure, my opponent does have the option to backdash my pressure because it's -2 or lower frame advantage. Alright, so let's put myself in my opponent's shoes here. I'm going to have Trunks record a block string, do Shining Slash, take his advantage. So you'll see when Trunks goes to pressure, he gets whiff punished. Because I backdashed, I did my forward advancing 2M, it got him hit. I didn't actually punish well, but you guys get the idea. But now something additional to note, and kind of going back to what we talked about earlier, Trunks' move is a air-based move, which means it can be punished with 2H because it's upper body invincible. This is pretty obvious, but I figured I'd cover my bases here by saying that you can't backdash a move if you're in the corner. You don't have anywhere to go. You're just gonna get hit, sadly. I'm just covering my bases. All right, let's move on to super moves. Super moves can be performed by doing quarter circle forward and R1 or R2 for a level 1, and quarter circle back and R1 or R2 for a level 3. You will have variations of these moves depending on what characters you're using. For example, Super Saiyan Goku is actually a prime example. So if I do quarter circle forward and R1 with Super Saiyan Goku, he'll do his regular Kamehameha. You can angle this move actually up or down depending on if you're in the air, you can angle it down. If you're on the ground, you can angle it up. But if I do quarter circle forward and R2, Goku will actually instant transmission behind his opponent and do the beam angled upwards. So funny enough, they actually recently added a alternate level 3 for Super Saiyan Goku as well. If I do quarter circle back in R1, you'll see that he turns to Super Saiyan 3, and you'll note that he actually switches sides with his opponent. See how I lost the corner? Well, if I do quarter circle back in R2, Goku will stay Super Saiyan, and guess what? He keeps the corner. There are actually characters like Vegito that have access to different level 1s based on if he's on the ground or in the air. So characters like Adult Gohan are actually limited to just doing their supers on the ground. They can't perform the supers in the air no matter how hard they try, no matter how they level up to Beast Gohan or whatever. His supers are stuck on the ground. With that being said, if you want to actually combo into your supers or end your combos with supers, you're going to rely on the smash mechanic a lot. We talked about the smash mechanic a bit earlier. The prime example when this is going to come up is if you use 2H in your combo, super dash, and end it with 5H. That's going to leave your opponent in what's called a sliding knockdown, which means the main way that you combo after that is actually with your supers. Yeah, there are caveats to this. Lab code 21. Cooler. There's exceptions to everything, I swear. A lot of people actually don't know what DHC is. DHC stands for delayed hyper combo, and in short, it just means comboing one super into another. Now, this is actually really easy. All you have to do is do a super move and just call an assist. Obviously, you need the bar to do it, but additionally, if you want to combo a level 1 into a level 3, you tap the assist button while also holding back. You can even do this with 5 bars if you want to. So if I do Super Saiyan Goku's level 1, Gohan's level 1, and Vegeta's level 3, I can do that all together if I want to for some massive damage. Let's note that 3 level 1s actually does more damage than 1 level 3. So that did 4,960 damage. Let's take a look at Super Saiyan 3 Goku's level 3, which is actually one of the more damaging ones. And you'll see that it did 4,259. Once again, caveats. Vegito has a level 4. It did a bit more damage. As you can see, Gohan has a little bit of blue life, and we have 3 bars, and I want to recover that blue life. Instead of using 3 level 1s, I can use a different character's level 3 by using Ultimate Z Change. Now, how we actually do that is with any basic hit and doing a half circle forward or a half circle back and call an assist. So you'll see that I did a half circle back and called Vegito after that combo, bringing him in for his level 3. This is great because I get Gohan out and I get Vegito's fallout pressure from his level 3. But don't be fooled, you can do this off of any hit that comes from the character that you're in control of. So if I want to do just a jab, I can do that too. Let's see if we could do it off of Ki Blast. I don't think you can do it off of Ki Blast. I think it has to be either a special move or a physical attack. Well, look at that. I learned something too. Just to show that you can do it off a special move. There you go. It's going to be all blue life, I think. Oh no, it's only partial blue life. So the thing to remember about level 3s is that they're actually fully invincible. So if my opponent is doing a move, I can punish it with the level 3. And the same goes for my opponent. If I go to pressure my opponent, after my level 3, they can wake up with a level 3 or an invincible reversal of their own. Cooler actually has an invincible reversal in his kit apart from level 3, which is not the dive kick, is actually his DP. So just remember that when you're going in for pressure. Okay, I know this was a beefy video. I know this was a lot. This was actually going to be a full video covering offense, but I'm breaking it down into different parts so I can actually get more in depth with these parts. I hope you all found this useful. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to see more, check out the rest of the channel. In the description, there's links to not just my channel, but my friends' channels as well. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Peace.